Wozniak getting ready to kick off for Merrimack. And back deep for Bedford is Donahue, and I think that's, I don't get the number over there, Harry.
I see number 21. That's Michael Axton. He's been doing a lot of kickoff duty lately, and it's kind of a short kick.
Going to be short. Looks like Donahue gets it, comes this way, gets up to the 30.
Found a seam.
Found a seam, gets up to the 40, 45, up to midfield. But he's finally dragged down by a host of Merrimack defenders. That Merrimack didn't want to start out that way, but nice run back by Donahue on the Bedford side. So Bedford's going to take over 1st and 10 in Merrimack territory.
That was kind of a surprising result there because I thought Merrimack had very good coverage. They were able to penetrate the Bedford blocking, and they had a number of tacklers in position to take him down, but Donahue found another gear and just took off and started working his way up the middle.
Bedford comes out, 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Morgan in the back, Toscano in the backfield with Morgan. Morgan waiting for the snap. In motion. This is Mumpini. Fakes, no, gives off to Toscano up the middle for a 4-yard gain.
Yeah, so Bedford tried to throw off the Merrimack defense by putting Mumpini in motion from left to right, but the handoff went to Toscano for about 5 yards.
Donahue on the left-hand side, single receiver, 3 receivers to the right. Toscano in the backfield with Morgan. Morgan gets a snap, hands to Toscano, comes this way, gets up to the 40, and gets brought down inside, maybe to the 39-yard line.
That was a terrific tackle there. I think it was by number 7.
So number 7 is Devin Wood. He's a junior. There's 2 Wood brothers out there. Tristan's the senior. He's number 9, and Devin's number 7. You're going to see them on both sides of the ball tonight. Bedford comes out, 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Toscano in the backfield with Morgan. Morgan waiting for the snap. I thought Bedford jumped, fires this way, and it is caught this way. Yep, that's Donahue with the catch. I thought somebody jumped, but we got away with it, and they moved the sticks. 1st down, Bedford.
That was a lot of concentration on the part of Donahue to track that ball all the way down to the ground. He caught it just inches off the ground.
So Bedford comes out. Donahue's to the right. 3 receivers, 2 receivers to the left. Toscano in the backfield. Fake to Toscano. Morgan scrambling, scrambling, tucks it, holds it. He's going forward, gets to the 30, maybe to the 25-yard line before he's run out of bounds. Far side of the field, 10:57 to go in the first quarter. No score here between Bedford and the visiting Merrimack Tomahawks.
Morgan got to the 28-yard line. It looked like he had a pass play in mind, but he pulled the ball down when his man wasn't open.
So looks like Green's the lone receiver to the left-hand side. Bedford comes out with 3 receivers to the right. Toscano in the backfield with Morgan. Morgan waiting for the snap. Snap comes down, looks this way, fires, hits Donahue, gets to the 25, breaks a few tackles, thinks gets to close to the 20-yard line, Harry.
It looks like it's close to 1st down, but the way the spot looks,
I think they're going to.
Are they moving the sticks? Because the
1st down,
was
Bedford.
Behind the 20-yard line.
1st down, Bedford at the 20-yard line. 10:49 to go in the first quarter. Bedford moving in their first possession. 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Man in motion, Lagulon. Hand off to Lagulon, far side, immediately brought down. Nice tackle by number 11. Who's that, Harry? I don't have one on my
number 11 is Bobby Bunis.
Bobby, nice tackle.
Great
Bobby,
solo tackle by.
Yeah, open field tackle, brought down a big, tough guy. We call him Gronk. That's Harry Lagulon, senior. Bedford 2nd and 8 on the 18-yard line. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Toscano in the backfield with Morgan. Morgan waiting for the snap. Snap comes back. Morgan looked to pass. Now he's tucking it and run. Gets up to the 20. Inside the 10, 5, and give me a signal. Touchdown. I was looking at the official. He wasn't raising his hands. Touchdown. Nice run by Morgan. 18-yard scamper for the first. Bedford draws first blood.
Yeah, Morgan calls his own number. He drops back the pass, and the Red Sea just parted in front of him. He decided to take it, took the lane up the middle, and then was able to shake off a few tacklers into the end zone.
Maddie's out for the point after. She's having a great season so far this year. Point after and field goals. Waiting for the snap. Snap, hold, kick, and it is good with plenty to go. So Bedford 7-0 with 10:05 to go in their first drive. Harry, they went right through the Merrimack defense, which is a pretty good defense.
Yeah, excellent defense. You can see by the way they were tackling, but some excellent play calling, some misdirection. Had the Tomahawks guessing a little bit, and any uncertainty on a defense's part, Bedford's going to take advantage of that.
Well, you don't see it now, but you're going to see it in the second half. A lot of these players, Merrimack and Bedford, they go on both sides of the ball. Talk about conditioning, and the team with the best conditioning usually comes out in these games. But let's see what Merrimack's going to do, because they've got a high-powered offense here with this kid Downing, who I believe is a junior. Eichmann, the senior, has been around here a couple years. You're going to look for the Wood brothers, Murray, Dyer, number 12, Thornton, and you're going to see number 28, Petroselli, who's going to get in some action too. But Bedford's ready to kick it off. Bobotis, and deep for, I can't see these numbers, Harry. Deep
Hold
for
on
Merrimack.
just a second. That is number, actually,
all right,
Shortman's going to get that.
Man, that looks like
number
that's
9.
number 9. So that's Wood. That's Tristan Wood, the senior. And he comes out on a short kick, and he gets it up to about the 38-yard line, where Merrimack's going to take over 1st and 10 with their first possession. 10:01 to go in the first quarter. Bedford leading 7-0.
We've got a couple of scores to report on. First, Nashua North up on Concord at the end of the first quarter, 21-0.
No
Pinkerton
surprise.
drawing first blood, but missing the extra point. They're 6-0 over Winnicott.
That's gonna be a different score through the night. Anyways, Merrimack comes out, handoff. That's for Eichmann. Eichmann gets maybe 1. Yeah, we'll give him 1 on that one.
No room to operate there.
No, not on this defensive line. And you got to look out for the Twite and Bourgeois in the ends. They're going to be a factor too. All right, Eichmann in the backfield with Dowling. Dowling looking, goes far side, fires down and dropped. And that was intended for number 9, and that was intended for Tristan Wood, the senior. He dropped it. Should have caught it, but he only would have gotten maybe a yard on that play, Harry.
Yeah, the quarterback, he threw it down a little too low. He could have made a better throw there, but you're right. Toscano, as the linebacker, was just right there. Would have stopped him dead in his tracks. Yeah,
9:34 to go. Now it's 3rd down and 9, and we got a whistle. We got a timeout. Is it an official's timeout? What do we got? Fixing an equipment. It's an official's timeout, just an equipment adjustment. They're going to get it right back going. Dowling's got him set. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. And there was a delay, and then he got dropped down immediately. Almost like he wasn't ready for the snap.
Yeah, it looked like he thought the whistle had blown or something. Maybe he's playing possum, trying to trick Bedford into slowing down, but they didn't take the bait.
They didn't take the bait. They went after him. So Merrimack's going to have to punt this one away, and I think that's Wozniak out there to punt for Merrimack. And back deep for Bedford is Mompini. He's always a threat. He's having good return guys, having a great year this year. So punt goes to Mompini, 35, gets up to the 40-yard line before he's dropped down. And there's a flag, late flag. That's
block in the back.
Yeah, and it was sort of an unnecessary block because the guy wasn't even in the play, and I think that was number 52 for Bedford who drew that flag.
Yeah, it was totally off to the side of the play. The Merrimack player went flying, and I believe this is going to go against Bedford.
Yeah, so they're going to Bedford's going to be brought back 10 yards on this one.
I'm going to move him back from the 40-yard line. Would have been excellent field position.
All right, so Bedford's with their second possession, 8:55 to go in the first quarter, and leading 7-0. Bedford's going from our left to right in their home dark jerseys, white letters. Merrimack in their white jerseys, blue letters. Visiting Merrimack, always an entertaining game. We expect that much tonight. So Bedford comes out. They're going to come out with their spread offense. 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Toscano in the backfield with Morgan. Morgan waiting for the call. Man in motions, Lagulon. Hands to Harry, far side, tries to turn the corner, does turn the corner, gets 5-6 yards, and then knocks a couple of Merrimack players.
That was a foot race to the sideline trying to get around the edge, and Lagulon winning it. He had the edge. He picked up about 7 yards on that play. So
such a big guy, and he drove a couple of defenders right on their rear ends out of bounds. These are tough guys, a big guy. We saw that in the Nashua South game when Harry dragged like 5 Nashua South players into the end zone for a touchdown. So anyways, Bedford comes out, same set, 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Toscano in the backfield with Morgan.
Looks like a blitz was on.
Handoff, it's a fake, and he fires this side, and he just throws it away.
Now, was that a sideline? Yeah, they're going to call it.
Yeah, I think
wait a minute.
Intentional grounding. He wants to call intentional grounding, but
well, you know, to me, it looked like that pass was going backwards a little bit.
Yeah. So
that could have been a live ball.
The officials are talking about this, and there's no flag on the play. So one official wanted to pull it, but the umpire in the white hat overruled him. Like,
well, I guess the officials would have had a better view of it, but from where we're standing, that ball might have been traveling backwards, which would have been a fumble, and the ball would have been spotted where it went out of bounds.
Yeah. So 8:39 to go. 3rd down and 13 to go, maybe 12.
Correction. Loss of 9.
Ball's on the 28.
That's why it was considered a live ball.
It was a
going
live
backwards.
ball. Okay.
Yes. So there you go.
So 1 receiver to the left, 3 to the right. Toscano in the backfield with Morgan. Morgan drops back the pass, plenty of protection, fires downfield, wide open Donahue, and he's got it in stride. 1 player to beat, and he gets dragged down to the 15-yard line by the only defender that could bring him down, and that was number 6 for
Zach Twardowski.
Zach Twardowski dragged him down, the only guy that could drag him down. But a big, big gain by Donahue. Morgan to Donahue. Huge pickup.
Big play to recover from that mishap in the 2nd down.
Yeah, big pickup. 2 receivers,
going for it all
2
right
to the
there.
left, 2 to the right. Toscano in the backfield with Morgan. Morgan pitches to Toscano. This side gets to the 10, and he's dragged down by about 5 or 6 defenders of Merrimack.
Yeah, 53 was in there.
Picked
He's
up
number
5 yards.
Cole Keefe was one of the tackles, and Twardowski and Bobby Bunis in on the tackle as well.
So that was a 6-yard gain. It's 2nd and 4 on the 10-yard line of Merrimack. 8 minutes and counting in the first quarter. Bedford leading 7-0. Bedford comes out, 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Toscano in the backfield with Morgan. Man in motion. Fake to the motion man, handed Toscano up the middle, and he gets 3 or 4 tough yards. Not quite first down territory, but he's probably a yard shy on that one.
Yeah, gets down to the 8-yard line.
Nice tackle made by Jared Dyer.
So Bedford knocking on the door with 7:35, looking for their 2nd score in the first quarter against a very tough Merrimack, 7-1 Merrimack visiting here in Bedford. Final regular season game. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Toscano in the backfield with Morgan. Morgan now goes to the line and checks it. Merrimack shifts, waiting for the play. Morgan. It was a quarterback draw all the way, and he went down 1st down, and he's inside at the goal line at the 1-yard line.
Yeah.
Nice pickup by Morgan.
Morgan found a seam following a block by Toscano right there. Gets it all the way down to about the half-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal.
So here's Bedford with 7:06 on the 1-yard line. 2 receivers set, 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Morgan now under center. He's probably taking and going in, which he is. That's a touchdown. Tommy Morgan.
Easy as pie.
We got the signal. We certainly do. Tommy Morgan on a quarterback keep, a 1-yard quarterback keep with 6:55 to go in the first quarter, and Bedford gets their 2nd score, leading 13-zip.
It was an easy play at the end, but it was all set up by the long throw on 3rd down to Donahue.
That was a great throw. Wide open.
Right on the money.
And who was it? Twardowski was the only guy that could tackle him, and he did. So Luca Toni ready to add her 2nd point after. Waiting for the snap. Snap goes down. Ball is up. Plenty of distance, and it is good. Bedford 14, Merrimack nothing. 6:55 to go in the first quarter. Harry, they're making it look easy.
They certainly are, and overcoming some missteps along the way. The throw out of bounds, that live ball that cost them 9 yards on 2nd down, the block in the back penalty, and all that negativity happens, and they're still able to overcome it with a big play like the pass to Donahue.
They got away with a couple ones, Harry, because you talk about that throw back. That's actually a live ball. That could have been a fumble if it took the right bounce and stayed in bounds.
Exactly.
Merrimack could have picked that up, so they got to work on that.
We got an update here from Hampton. Winnicott comes right back, and they get a touchdown with an extra point. They take the lead 7-6. 21-0 is the lead in Nashua North down in Salem. They got a 21-0 lead over Concord right now. We'll get more scores to you as we get them.
All right, so here we go. Bobotas for Bedford kicking off, and it's going to be short. That looks like it's Wood. Wood far side sees a seam, gets to the 35, almost up to the 40. That was number 9, Tristan Wood, the senior, whose brother Devin Jr. plays on the team. He's number 7. So you're gonna hear the Woods name called multiple times in this game. They play both sides of the ball, and Merrimack needs to do something on this drive, Harry, to show that they want to be in this ball game.
Well, they've got a pretty good drive start here at their own 38-yard line.
So Dowling brings out the Tomahawks. Their spread offense. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Man in motion. Now it's handed to Eichmann. Eichmann trying to find a hole, and he breaks up and gets a nice 9-yard gain. Runs
they're
really
calling the fumble.
They're saying the ball's on the ground.
Loose.
What do we got? Bedford ball. Eichmann fumbles, and Bedford recovers. It's the last thing Merrimack wanted to do. Bedford's all over that one.
We couldn't see the ball come loose. But
not from our advantage.
Yeah, somebody got the hand in there. I thought it was a pretty good run on the part of.
Well, a good indication is when all the Bedford defenders are jumping up and down.
That'll tell you. But yeah,
that will tell us a lot.
Yeah, or they're trying to sell the official maybe.
That could be too. All right, here we go. So now Bedford comes out with their third possession of the first quarter. 6:42 to go. Bedford comes out with their spread offense. 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Toscano in the backfield with Morgan. Morgan, direct snap, goes back, fires, pumps this way, plenty of protection, fires downfield, and he's got a man, and that's caught out of bounds. Donahue, they're saying no catch.
Are they? No, they're saying he caught it.
They are saying they caught it.
They said he caught it.
Okay. I thought he waved it off, but he did get a foot in bounds. Nice pickup by Donahue. Once again, great protection for Morgan.
Morgan had all day to make that throw. It was incredible.
And that's the second time he's found Donahue downfield and covered this time.
Double covered. He had to drop the ball in between two defenders, and he manages to do it. Now we have a call of a defensive holding call on Merrimack. Of course, that's declined.
Yeah.
So it'll be first down from the 16-yard line
with
for Bedford.
With 6:33 to go, and Bedford leading 14-0.
And we're halfway through the first quarter, and this game is in danger of getting out of hand already on the Tomahawks.
I watched the game film between Nashua North and Merrimack last week's game, and it was a defensive gem. This isn't the same team from Merrimack showed up, or Bedford's just dominating, which they are. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Toscano in the backfield. Lagulon in motion. Hands off to Toscano, off tackle, and he gets a few yards.
About 2 yards to the 14.
2 yards, yep. So 6:14 and counting in the first quarter. Bedford threatening to put their third score in on Merrimack here on a very cool night. 31 degrees by the end of the night, Harry. It's a beautiful, brisk fall night in Bedford, New Hampshire.
The Astros exchanging punches with Winnicott. They come back, get a touchdown. Once again, missed the extra point. It's 12-7 in Hampton.
That may come back to haunt them. All right, here's Bedford. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. This is Lagulon in motion. Fake to Lagulon. Now throw to Lagulon into the flats, and he's got it at the 10. Tries to turn the corner. He's brought out of bounds, but it looks like he got the first down. Dragged down on a nice open field tackle. And it says Nate Harris brought him down. If Harris doesn't bring him down, Harry goes in to score. So it's
Bedford's really pulling out all the tricks on these offensive possessions.
So third and 1, excuse me. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Toscano in the backfield with Morgan. Morgan waiting for the snap. Merrimack just jumped.
Yeah.
So they got an automatic first down on that one. That's not good.
Trying to see you get a number on the encroaching player. I believe that was 13.
As a head coach, you want to pull your hair out or have them turn gray, one or the other, because they're right down. That was a first down jump on Merrimack. And
Thomas Hayes of number 73 that jumped the gun.
Basically gave Bedford a first and goal now.
Yeah, they can't keep giving Bedford these breaks, the fumble, the penalties.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's a 14-0 now. It's still early. If it's 21-0, it's going to get a lot harder to come back.
So Bedford comes out, 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Toscano in the backfield with Morgan. Toscano this side coming 10-5, reaches for the goal line, and
he's down on the 1 yard line.
Yeah, maybe the 1 yard line.
That
maybe
was
the 1 foot line.
73
inches.
That Thomas Hayes was there to mow him down just as he was getting ready to dive over the goal line.
So 2nd and 1, 4:35 to go. Wouldn't be surprised if you saw Morgan go up. He's waiting for the snap. Now he takes it directly and comes
he got
into the middle.
stuffed. He got stuffed.
Wow, that was a nice stop by the Merrimack line.
Ben Eichmann. Ben Eichmann with the stick to keep Morgan out of the end zone.
So 4:15 and counting, and Bedford comes up with a 3rd and goal from the 1-foot line. Bedford waiting for the play. I wouldn't be surprised if you see right under center again and just go forward, but that's not the case. So 2 receivers to the right, tight end to the left. Toscano in the backfield with Morgan. This time they hand it to Toscano, and he slipped a tackle, and he is
down at the 1-yard line. No,
boy, no one got in yet. Boy, I thought he fell forward at least a yard, but they're going to bring up 4th down. So Merrimack, this could be a big stand for Merrimack defense if they can keep Bedford out of the end zone.
Let's bring up 4th and goal from the 1.
So we're going to call.
Like they're going to call timeout.
Yeah, Bedford's going to call a timeout. So a couple things they could bring out, Maddie Lucatoni and give her a chip shot for a 3, or they could see if they could punch it in from the 1-foot line.
My money would be on them going for it on 4th down.
Listen, the last time they did it, they brought Morgan on the center and they just snapped and he went forward. So
well, it's worth mentioning here. They have a secret weapon. They have their own fridge on the sideline. Andrew Twite was used as a running back in the Keene game in short yardage situations, and he was quite effective. So keep an eye on number 55. He might be out there on this 4th down play.
Well, if you're a Patriots fan, you don't like that reference of the refrigerator.
Sorry about that.
Refrigerator.
Yeah, I didn't live here then. Sorry.
They really stuck it to us. I think it was in '85 when it was 40-0. But
we're getting a comment here from Bill Jennings on the delay feed that we get back from the Channel 23 that it looked like he was in.
Yeah,
but the officials called him down.
Woulda, coulda, shoulda, Billy.
Replay.
The officials run this game.
There's no replay here in NHIAA.
Anyways, Bedford comes out with receivers, 1 to the right, 1 to the left. Toscano waiting for the snap, and Morgan takes it and goes forward, and it looks like they gave it to him this time. I thought they stopped him, but Morgan barely got in, but he does get in, and that makes it 20-0 with 3:22 to go. But you know what? I got to give it to Merrimack on those three plays, stuffing Bedford at the goal line. So there's a little moral victory in that, but Bedford still gets in with Tommy Morgan running in from 1 yard out to make it 20-0 with 3:22 to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, this game, like I said, this game is getting further out of hand for the Tomahawks. They need to make something happen on their next possession here.
So Maddie Lucatoni coming out trying to go 3 for 3 with her point after. The senior. Ready for the snap. Snap. Ball's down. Maddie's kick is plenty of leg, and it is good. So Maddie adds her 3rd point after, and Bedford leads 21-0 here at Bulldog Stadium with 3:22 to go in the first quarter.
We've got some scores to report here.
Go ahead, Harry.
You want me to go ahead and do it? Salem is up 7-0 over Dover. That's up in Dover. Pinkerton 12, Winnicott 7. Pair of touchdowns with missed extra points both times. Nashua South with a 1-point lead, 7-6 over Central, and that's at Gill Stadium. And last report, Nashua North 21-0 over Concord.
So all those scores are gonna play into some playoff consideration as the night goes on, Harry.
We actually have one more. It's a final that was played earlier today. Wyndham over Portsmouth, 41-14.
I thought it was a 3 o'clock.
Yeah, I guess they wanted to avoid the rough weather tomorrow. I'm not sure if Goffstown and Keene are going to.
So that's one of the scenarios that if Wyndham wins, anyways, kickoff.
They did win.
That's my point, though. That's the scenario. Anyways, that looks like that's Wood. Tristan makes a dodge, gets up to the 30. 2 guys can't bring him down. Still on his feet. Finally brought down about the 29-yard line.
Showing some escapability there.
Yeah, that was, we talked about Wyndham winning. If Pinkerton loses and Salem wins, then Pinkerton is out. So that's the side of the scenario. Still going to have to see what goes on tonight, but it's a long night of football ahead of us. We'll see what happens, Harry. All right.
Yeah, the pressure's on Salem or Pinkerton to win their games.
On Pinkerton. Pinkerton has to win. But anyways, we're here in Bedford. Merrimack's trailing 21-0 with 3:13 to go in the first quarter. Man in motion, that's Wood. Hand off to Wood this time and brought down by Toscano and Lagulon. 2 hits, 2 big hits.
Massive hit right there, like a collision on the highway.
Tristan Wood took 2 bangers and he went down, maybe for a 1-yard gain. I don't want to get hit by Harry. He's a big boy.
Horrible Harry.
He's a big kid. Goes both ways. Anyways, Dowling brings him out. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Man in motion. No, whistle.
They're going to call a offsides on Bedford there. I think there was an encroachment by one of the Bedford linemen. Either that, or they're going to call procedure or motion or
let's see what
false
we got.
start. Yep, they're going to call false start on Merrimack. Another bad break there.
So that's 5 yards. They're going to bring that back. Something Merrimack can't afford to do in a game with trailing 21-0.
I didn't see the motion. I did see the Bedford player move. But I guess there was just enough there to draw him off sides.
So Eichmann in the backfield with Dowling. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Dowling back, fires to the far side, complete. Merrimack player dances around and out of bounds. That's number 7. That's Devin Wood. He's good for about that was 5 plus 3, like an 8-yard gain.
So now a more manageable 3rd and about 7 yards.
So that's going to be 3rd and 6 on the 37 of Merrimack. Big play for Merrimack with 2:29 to go in the first quarter. Eichmann in the backfield with Dowling. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right for Merrimack. Dowling waiting for the snap. Ball comes back to pass, downfield, and that's going to be picked off. That's Guerin on a nice pickoff. What? He was trying to throw into coverage, and you can't throw into coverage when you got Guerin back there because he's going to pick it off, which he did Bedford ball. Well,
I was going to say a little while ago that Merrimack needed a big play. They needed something that was going to go for long yards, and I guess they felt they had a chance there with the throw over the middle, but he was right there. Ready to pick it off.
That's Zachary Guerin. He's a senior. He was involved in the senior night tonight. Nice pickoff. I'm not sure how many he has, but I know he's got a few in the season. He's a very, very great athlete, and you don't want to throw in his area because he's going to do exactly what he did, and he's going to pick it off. Bedford comes out. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Man in motion. Morgan, no, that was Montpini.
Here we go.
Wide open. Donahue. Oh! So Montpini in motion gets the ball, and instead of running, fires it downfield to a streaking Donahue who just
a little too far. You know, Donahue is he's mesmerizing this secondary for Merrimack. He keeps getting himself open. He keeps getting past the defenders. And Morgan's more than happy to throw it to him, although that time he threw it just a little too far.
So he's taking a break on this one. He's on the sidelines. Hopefully he's all right. I'm sure he is. But when you start stretching the field like that, Harry, then it opens up some underpasses, and we'll see what Bedford takes advantage of that. Anyway, it's 2nd and 10, 2:16 to go in the first quarter. Toscano in the backfield. Handoff to Toscano. Immediately brought down by 2 defenders, number 28 and number 9. So Wood again.
And 28 is Jordan Petrocelli.
Yeah.
Petrocelli. Rico's kid.
Rico's grandson.
Grandkid. Okay.
Yeah, Rico Petrocelli from the Dream Team. 67 Dream Team. Impossible Dream. We'll talk about that a little later. Spent all his years with the Red Sox. I think he was 13 years with the Red Sox. Very unusual today. Back then, that was the deal. I think he lives in Nashua. Anyways, Morgan back, plenty of protection, looks downfield, fires, and that's Green. Green gets it at the 40, 35, gets out to about the 32-yard line underneath. So when you spread the field like that and you get a guy underneath, that's exactly what happened. Great pickup.
I'm a little surprised that Merrimack hasn't been able to put any pressure on Morgan. This is a team that's been known for its defense, known for its pass rush.
Yeah.
And the Bedford line is just solid. They're not getting anything anywhere near them.
And this is a 7-1 Merrimack program, so this isn't a powder puff team.
No, we were expecting a challenging game here. We were expecting really the first big challenge to the Bulldogs all year, and so far it's been fairly one-sided.
So Toscano in the backfield. Morgan fires into the flats. That's caught. Montpini gets over the first down stick to close to the 20-yard line. They're going to move the sticks on that one on a quick out to Montpini.
That was an interesting throw on the part of Morgan. He led Montpini. Montpini had to start moving to catch up to the ball, and by the time he caught it, he had a head of steam and was able to get the first down.
So 1st and 10 at the 20 inside the red zone now of Merrimack, still with a minute to go in the first quarter, and Bedford leading 21-0. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Man in motion. Hand off to the motion man coming this way. Turns up.
That's Axton.
The Axton all the way into the end zone. Touchdown, number 21, Axton.
And Michael's
beautiful 20-yard handoff touchdown.
Michael's the heir apparent to Toscano and the other senior running backs, and he's been getting more and more action in this season, and he looks like a very capable player. He found a seam and just turned on the jets and went down the middle, scoring from
20 yards out.
20 yards out, thank you.
So Mike Axton, Jr., running back, 5'8", 171. We're going to see him again next year, like Harry said. Looking forward to it. Luca Toni ready to add the extra point. Ball is down, kick is up, little knuckleball, but it is good. So Maddie Lucatoni adds one more, her 4th point after in the first quarter. Bedford leading Merrimack by a surprising 28-0 in the first quarter.
This is a nightmare scenario for the Tomahawks. I mean, they're down 4 scores, and the first quarter isn't even over.
And I'm sure that folks from Merrimack, whether you're in the stands or watching on the World Wide Web or watching through the YouTube channel or your Facebook channel, they're surprised that they're down 28-0.
And we're surprised, too. We really were expecting a much closer contest.
I'm a little surprised. I'm with Harry, but now that we see Bedford clicking on all cylinders here, they've been doing it all year. You could probably have some stats on the number of points Bedford has scored, points for, points against. It's amazing what the spread is, and we'll get to that in a little bit. Anyways.
They've done all their damage in the first quarter. They scored 103 points in the first quarter alone this season. Add 28 to that, that's 131.
Bobotis ready to kick it off. Back deep for Merrimack. I think that's Wood. And it is. Tristan Wood bobbled it at the 10. Gets the 15, 20, and finally dragged down by number 14 of Bedford.
Ethan Van Heerden had to make that tackle, and he got dragged a good 8 or 9 yards.
Yeah, but he held on to him. Rode him to the ground. Don't let go. So Merrimack's going to take over on their own 27-yard line here, 26-yard line, with 55 seconds to go in the first quarter. Merrimack trailing Bedford 28-0. So man in motion, handoff to the motion man, immediately brought down by probably 9 or 10 Bedford defenders. Everyone brought him down.
Yeah, he got driven back. No gain on that one. We have a score from Dover. Salem adding another touchdown. They're up 14-0 with 3 minutes to go in the first quarter.
So the teams that are supposed to win are winning. Dover's winning.
Pinkerton's winning 12-7 so far at the end of one.
So far. And Nashua North beating Concord.
And Central is actually behind. They're still, last report, 7-6. They're trailing.
Yeah, they started out pretty hot and then faded away. Pretty surprising. So anyways, back. Oh wow, great stop. So a pass flared off to the far side and immediately brought down. That was number 6, Twardowski, who was met and dragged down.
Yeah, it was Toscano on the tackle. A lot of colleges are looking at Ryan, and a few of them are looking at him as a linebacker. And plays like that are the reason why.
Yeah, he's got some talent. So the first quarter just ended here at Bedford Bulldogs Stadium on the last regular season game. 8-0 Bedford leading 7-1 Merrimack by a surprising score of 28-0 in the first quarter that just ended, Harry.
That's a big surprise. We're going to recap the scoring. I didn't catch what was the first touchdown? I didn't make a note of that one. Was that Lagulan? Who got the first TD for Bedford? Anybody? Bueller? Okay, well, somebody did. Then the next 2 touchdowns were 1-yard runs by Thomas Morgan, made it 14 and 21-0. And the most recent touchdown with 1:02 left to play, that was Michael Axton, a run from 20 yards out.
We'll have to reach out to our Facebook friends and have somebody
remind us.
Post us who got the first touchdown.
We're all getting dementia here. We can't remember what happened 15 minutes ago.
Chris Gentry's going to check on it. And then later on, folks, let's not forget, we're going to do another trivia question tonight. We want to say that 2 weeks ago we had our first trivia question, the youngest Medal of Honor in the history of the Marine Corps, and that was answered correctly by Brian Sweeney, his lovely wife came in and picked up a BCTV mug. So stay tuned for our second trivia question. We're going to give you a little Civil War trivia. So we'll see what's going to happen with that. And another mug. We got enough mugs, Billy? Can we give more mugs out? Billy's saying yes. He's got plenty of mugs.
Another update from Nashua, 41-7 at the half. Nashua North winning big.
Wow. All right, so here we go. Second quarter's about to begin. Dowling back under pressure, scrambles a little bit, comes forward and maybe makes up 2 yards.
Still only, I think it's going to be fourth down now, 13 to go.
Yeah, 4th and 13, balls on the 26. Bedford's going to get it back.
Okay. And Bill Jennings just said it was Thomas Morgan. You know how far he ran out? Was it about a 6-yard? So Morgan with 3 touchdowns this game.
How much was that?
Looks like Devin Wood, the junior, back to punt away for Merrimack. And back for Bedford, that should be Mumpini. Evan Wood, high snap, no pressure, gets it away.
Not a very good kick, though. Oh, a little interference there.
Takes a little bit of a Merrimack bounce and gets down to just about the 40-yard line where Bedford's going to take over.
And the Merrimack player might have gotten away with a little bit of interference on that play, even though the ball wasn't going directly to the Bedford receiver. He ran into him and prevented him from even trying to make a play on the ball.
Yeah.
But the officials let that go.
So
another score update. Londonderry has a 14-0 lead over Exeter. That's in the second.
Not a surprise there. Exeter's not having the year they've had in the past. 2016, they were in the championship game with Bedford, so they've fallen off a little bit. All right, Bedford comes out. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Toscano in the backfield with Morgan. Bedford leading 28-0. Mumpini in motion. Hand off to Mumpini, far side, 40, 35, gets to almost midfield and close to a first down.
Giving him 9 yards there on that play. Winnicott falling behind even more. Pinkerton with another touchdown in the second. This time they made the extra point. It's 19-7.
So Winnicott, last year's Division I champion, who beat Pinkerton in that game last year. Anyways, Toscano up the middle, and he's going to get enough for a first down. They're going to move the sticks into Merrimack territory.
All power there by Ryan, just forcing his way down that line.
Last year's championship was against Winnicott and Pinkerton, and Winnicott spanked them. I mean, they beat them up pretty good. I don't know what the final score was, but they...
Well, Winnicott just had that massive NFL-sized front line, offensive line, 300-pound beef all across.
All right, man in motion, that's Lagulon. Lagulon gets it, comes this way, breaks a tackle. 2 guys trying to bring him down, and Harry just plows forward for about 6 yards.
I think he ran about 25 yards just to gain 3. He had to go all the way from the far sideline.
It's amazing watching people bounce off Harry Lagulon, and it takes 2 or 3 to drag him down. So strong runner. 9:56 to go in the still halftime. Bedford leading 28-0. Lagulon lined up as a tight end near side. Flip to Lagulon, 40, 35, tackled, hit, on his feet.
Still on his feet.
Gets to the 30, still on his feet. Boy, I'll tell you, and there's 2 or 3 Merrimack players in his wake on the ground.
Technically, that's considered a forward pass because Morgan flipped it forward, kind of a shovel pass.
Yeah, it came from the end side, and then he just shoveled it, and he moved it forward, moved the sticks. Nice, big, strong run by Harry. Gets down to the 29-yard line with 9:35 to go till halftime. Bedford leading 28-0. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Toscano in the backfield with Morgan. Morgan waiting for the snap. Bedford, Merrimack just jumped. That's number 57 who jumped for Merrimack.
Yep. And the initial indication from the official is encroachment on part of Merrimack, and that'll
give us 5 free ones.
That'll make it first down and 5.
So Bedford now is on the 24-yard line. First down and 5 on the 24, 9-14 and counting. Toscano waiting for the snap. Toscano takes the handoff, bounces it off a couple players, stiff arms a player, and gets inside the 20.
That was Ryan Toscano.
Great pickup by Ryan. That's a first down. They're going to move the sticks.
By Ben
And Toscano, again, just showing so much power there. He ran right into a blocker, a couple of blockers, and just bounced off him. They couldn't control him. They couldn't corral him. He got an extra 5 yards.
And then a final stiff arm for that extra yard. 8:55 till halftime. Bedford threatening to put more points on the board. 28-0. Two receivers to the left, two to the right. Montpini in motion. Fake to Montpini. Hand off to Toscano up the middle. Line pushes forward, and finally fouls forward for like a 5-yard gain. It's unbelievable. It's more than a 5-yard gain. It looks like a 9-yard gain, just dragging Merrimack defenders with him.
He can thank Cole Wheeler there. He was the offensive lineman behind Toscano, kind of pushing him along like a snowplow.
Gain of 7 on the play.
About 6 of those yards were Wheeler.
Don't mention snow. It's cold here in the booth, 31 degrees. It could be snowing here in Bedford.
Yeah, it could be
Montpini in
tomorrow.
motion. Fake to Montpini. Throw to Montpini in the flats.
He's got a
Gets
lane.
outside. 10-5. Touchdown. Gets hit at the goal line, but gets in.
He just crossed the plane.
I don't know who put a hit on him, but it was a Merrimack player that wasn't going to let him in. That looks like that was number 5, Eichmann, that gave a shot to Montpini, but Montpini gets in, and it's 34-0. And Harry, believe it or not, with this extra point right here, with
Will be in runtime.
With 8:02 to go, second half. That's right.
The second half, okay, so we have to wait another 8 minutes for that to happen.
So, which will shorten up the game.
It's really a surprising result. And if you're the coach of Merrimack, you know, as hard as it is to have a game like this where everything's going wrong, you're falling behind, you can't stop Bedford, they've got a playoff game to think about next week.
Yeah, they do.
They have to shake it off. They're still the number 2 seed.
Yeah.
They got to shake off this performance and get their heads back, you know, straight and take on their opponent next week at home.
Luca Toni with the extra point, and Bedford goes up 35-0. You talk about that playoff implication. So with the way it's going to go now, Bedford will finish in the number 1 seed at 9-0. They're going to play the number 4 seed, which is Goffstown, which Bedford put a spanking on earlier in the year.
And they face Keene tomorrow, I believe, which is surprising with the weather.
Which is just a tune-up. But Merrimack's going to play Nashua North, who they played last week, and only beat them by a touchdown.
And Nashua North is up 41-7 over Concord, so they're having a big game themselves.
Oh, that's a very scary team. I'm not sure who I want to face next, Merrimack or Nashua North, because Nashua North has some pretty scary players. Quarterback, running back. We beat him in the first game, I believe, but let's get back to the game. Bobotis with a squibber gets to the 30, gets up 35, almost to the 40, and that was number 5, Eichmann.
That was a beautiful play he made. He picked up the squibbing kickoff, and he was able to sidestep a Bedford tackler to gain an extra 10 yards there. So good field position for Merrimack. Now they're going to be at the 39-yard line with about 8 minutes to go here in the second quarter. A chance to get something going their way. Well, they need something to go that way.
We'll see. They haven't showed us anything yet. But anyways, they bring out the offense. 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Eichmann in the backfield with Dowling. Dowling waiting for the snap. This is Wood in motion. Wood gets the ball far side, immediately brought down by Toscano. Wraps him up and brings him down, maybe for a 1-2 yard gain.
Yeah, he had to gate all those yards by himself. He had Bedford players draped all over him, so a lot of perseverance there to gain just those 2 yards.
So Merrimack, 2nd down and 9 from the 40. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. This is Wood in motion. This time it's handed to Wood, far side, looking for a lane to go, and he's immediately brought down, tackled from behind. Gets out to about the 45-yard line. Not sure who got him from behind. That could have been Sylvain.
No, good vision there on the part of Wood. He was able to find the seam as he was moving laterally along the line, found an opening. And
trying to pick his way,
got a manageable 3rd down here.
All right, so here we go. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left from Merrimack. Now Merrimack looks over to make an adjustment. 7 minutes to go, and Merrimack trailing 35-0. Dowling checks it. 1 receiver to the left, 3 to the right. Looks back, fires this way, and that hits Wood. Wood at the 50. Flag goes down. Wood gets to the 45, goes out of bounds about the 39-yard line. And that was Devin Wood, the junior, number 7.
Let's see what the flag's all about. This may be the first down of the day for Merrimack, but it could all be erased here by the penalties. Let's see what the call is.
It looks like, when you see a flag in that area, it's probably a blocking in the back, a hold downfield, which is actually a terrible penalty if that's the case, because that's just going to negate a beautiful catch by Tristan Wood. Excuse me. Devin Wood.
Still don't have a call here. Waiting for that.
Devin Wood had that. So they're looking, they're talking to the Merrimack players, so it looks like it's going to go against Bedford because they're giving them the either or. If you take it, you get it here. If you decline it, you get it there. So let's see what the call is. Looks like a hold
defensive
by
hold.
Bedford. Okay, that's decline. Of course, you're going to decline that because you're going to get the ball now into the Bedford territory in the, looks like the 37, 38 yard line, 38 yard line. So Merrimack, is this the first time they're in Bedford territory?
Yes, it is.
Wow. 6:43 to go till halftime.
Not
first
much going
time
right
Merrimack
here for Merrimack today.
Gets into Bedford territory. So Merrimack comes out. Eichmann in the backfield with Dowling. Dowling looking to throws far side, gets over there to number 6, and immediately great open field tackle by Toscano on Twardowski.
And Solomon Sanchez there to finish it off as well. That play took so long to develop. Dowling he had his eye on the receiver the whole time, and the ball took so long to get to him. It wasn't a very quick throw, and Toscano could read it the whole way and just met the receiver.
Yeah, he's not looking off at all. He's sort of anyways, back Dowling caught number 7. This is Devin Wood with a nice catch, not quite a first down, but gets to within 2 yards of a first down.
And Pantelakos is just slapping himself because he came within inches of a interception on that play. He read it perfectly.
So that was a pickup of 10 yards, 3rd down and 4 on the 32. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Eichmann in the backfield with Dowling. Dowling straight back to pass, fires this way. Wood again, so that's the 3rd time he's targeted Wood. And Wood looks like he's got the first down.
Second one of the drive, second one of the game.
So Devin Wood's the go-to guy now. You have to pay attention to Devin. First down for Merrimack. Ball is on the 26-yard line of Bedford. 5:30 to go. Dowling rolls far side, fires downfield wide open, and that's a touchdown. That is a great pitch and throw and catch, and that goes to number 8, Murray. His name is Murray. Touchdown for Merrimack. A 26-yard touchdown strike. Dowling to Murray, and that brings Merrimack on the board with 5:21 to go till halftime, 35-6. Kind of wide open there, Harry.
He was able to get behind the defender there, and a great drive put together by Merrimack. Finally getting on the board here, finally making some positive plays to at least bring the score a little bit closer. It's 35-6.
So 34 for Merrimack. Looks like he's going to attempt the point after. Who do you got? Who's 34 Harry on now?
Jay Wozniak.
Wozniak. Okay, so he's 34. Got it. Wozniak looking to add, kick down, block. That was a bad snap. High snap. By the time he got it down, Bedford was there, and Bedford blocked it. So point after is no good. 5:21 to go until halftime. Merrimack finally gets on the board, but trailing Bedford 35-6.
I brought cookies.
Well, so Jennings brings cookies in the booth, and all of a sudden nobody can talk. So Harry brought them. Thank you, Harry.
I was inspired by the experience at Stello Stadium.
Oh my God, wasn't that great?
That was great. Well, these are pretty good as well.
Those folks down there with Nashua ETV did a great job. First of all, they have heat in the booth, which is unheard of in New Hampshire, unheard of in Bedford apparently. And they bring in homemade cookies, and they treated us like kings down there. So we want to thank again the people down in Nashua that allowed us to broadcast a game down there between South and Bedford a few weeks back, but they spoiled us.
Well, this is a good sign for Merrimack. They down 35-0. They could have easily packed it in, but instead they drove down about a 62-yard drive and all, and got on the board. And there's still time to make it a closer game. I mean, this game's not over.
Wozniak kicks it away, picked up by Bedford, gets out to that's Donahue, gets over the 30 to the 32-yard line before the whistle blows and then brought down. So he gets to about the 31-yard line, where Bedford's going to take over with 5:15 to go till halftime, leading 35-6.
I was going to say, too, that even if they don't win this game, if they have some good plays, if they get some points on the board here, that'll bring their confidence back for next week.
Well, they need a couple moral victories here, and a couple moral victories would be a couple touchdowns and getting it closer. But so Bedford comes out. Morgan breaks. Bedford comes out. They're coming out with 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Toscano in the backfield with Morgan. Man in motion. Handoff. Motion man far side. Axton gets brought down, dragged down from behind. So
great solo tackle right there.
Number 21 brought down by Merrimack. So they're giving Merrimack a little bit of hope here.
That was Eichmann who just dove in and wrapped them around the ankles.
Makes it 2nd and 10.
Axton, number 21. I'm going to keep an eye on him. He's in the game. So Toscano in the backfield with Morgan for a man in motion. That's Harry. Fake to Harry, give to Toscano right up the middle, and he gets almost first down yardage.
They're going to mark him about a yard short.
Yeah. So that's going to be 3rd and 1. Nice pickup by Toscano. Faked it to Harry, gave it to Toscano. 9-yard gain.
In Nashua, it's a back-and-forth contest.
That's right, yeah.
South just took the lead back from Central, 21-18. I'm sorry, that's at Gill Stadium. 21-18, South in the lead.
Gill Stadium, great place to watch and play football. Anyways, here we go. Handoff, fake to Toscano, throws far side. That's a first down. Let's see who the number is. That's Lagulon for the first down. So I just want to remind our viewing audience, tomorrow night we have a round 2 of the girls volleyball. They're down in BG, and Nashua TV was nice enough to allow us to broadcast. So we're going to broadcast that one. They won their first playoff match last night against Concord in 4 games. Great win for the girls. They're moving on. Tough match against BG coming up. Anyways, Morgan fake to Toscano, straight back, looks downfield, fires downfield, wide open, and missed a wide open receiver. I want to see who that was. That was number 7. Who was Harry was streaking down the middle, no one around him, and he overthrew him.
Yeah, the Bedford receivers they're finding seams in the Merrimack secondary,
especially on the go patterns.
Right.
We've seen Donahue miss one on a go. We just saw Harry miss one on a go. So we'll see what happens. Anyways, that's going to bring up 2nd down and 10 balls on the Bedford 49-yard line, going from our right to left here at Bulldog Stadium. Morgan with Toscano in the backfield. There's Lagulon in motion. Handoff to Harry. Comes this way. Turns a corner. Gets to the 5th, inside the 50. Gets to about the 48-yard line before he's brought down. That's another one where he ran 100 yards a gain, too.
Nate Harris and, Jared Dyer and Bobby Bunis on the tackle right there.
They're saying gain of 3, so it's going to be 3rd and 7 here with 3:20 to go and clock ticking till halftime. Bedford leading 35-6 here at Bulldog Stadium on a very cool 31-degree night.
The Tomahawks could use a stop right here on 3rd down.
So 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Morgan back, far side, rolls, plenty of protection, pumps, waiting under pressure, fires it and fires it away. So that was smart to get rid of it. And then he's dragged down.
Morgan was moving the pocket to his right and just kept moving and moving and waiting for somebody to come open. Nothing did. And finally, he got pressured and had to throw the ball away.
So Bedford coming out to punt. I think this is the first time the punting units come out, Harry.
Yes, it is. And I mentioned before the Tomahawks could use a stop here on 3rd down. They got one.
Crowley is going to back there for Bedford to punt, and it looks like that's number 2 down there for Merrimack, Harry.
I think it's 21.
Is it 20? I can't tell the numbers. Anyways, Crowley back on the 38-yard line of Bedford, ready to kick this thing away. Snap, fielded, kick away. Nice high end over end, and it's a fair catch called by Merrimack, who's going to get it. He dropped the ball. Who's got it? A lot of Bedford players around it, and the indication is
Bedford.
Bedford recovers on a fair catch fumble by the Merrimack defender.
And that was Nate Harris, number 21 for Merrimack, who couldn't handle the punt.
Coaches just hate to see that because all he has to do is catch it because he called the fair catch and can't handle it. And it's cold out there. I'm not saying this is ideal conditions, but
it's not windy. The ball wasn't moving around. It's something that he probably should have had. And it's a real blow considering the defense just made a stop, their first stop of the game. And
we talked about those things that Merrimack's done, penalties, dumb penalties, and allowing Bedford fumbles. Now it's the second time they've fumbled, maybe the third time they've fumbled today. And Bedford now deep inside Merrimack territory, balls on the 21-yard line and threatening to put more points on the score. Montpini in motion, hands to Montpini, far side, tries to turn the corner and gets maybe 2 yards.
Yeah, not much there for Montpini. A host of Tomahawks dragging him down. Couple of score updates: 28-0 Salem over Dover. Londonderry 14-0 over Exeter.
Okay.
Pickerington leading Winnicott 19-14.
Ooh,
that's in Hampton. Nashua South 21-18 over Central.
Morgan waiting for the snap, back to pass under a lot of pressure. He had a wide open Toscano on a screen and just underthrew it.
Yeah, I think Morgan kind of he was throwing off his back foot. He was actually moving backwards,
which is what you're supposed to do when you're trying to set up a screen.
But I think he just kind of took away his own momentum by stepping backwards and just made a bad throw right there.
Bad throw to a wide open Toscano. But anyways, that's going to bring up a 2nd and 9, balls on the 20-yard line. Bedford with 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Toscano in the backfield. Morgan back under pressure, but fires downfield. Caught. Touchdown. Number 11, Green for Bedford. In the end zone on a beautiful strike. 20-yard strike. Morgan to Green to put 6 more on the board for Bedford. On a miscue by Merrimack on a fair catch, punt, fumble. Bedford 3 plays later, 6 points. Madison Lucatoni ready to add the point after. 2:01 to go here till halftime.
Couple quick scores, 41-7 at half, Nashua North over Concord. And a final in Portsmouth was Wyndham 41 over Portsmouth 14.
Madison Lucatoni, point after is good. She hasn't missed yet today. Bedford leading 42-6. And Bedford on a miscue by Merrimack puts 6 points on the board. So coaches don't like to see that. Bedford made them pay. 2 minutes and 1 second to go till halftime, and you're going to be enjoying the halftime Bedford Bulldogs marching band out there at halftime. They put on a great show, so we'll have it broadcast. You'll enjoy it.
Definitely stick around for that. You're listening to WBNH-LP Bedford 105.1, and you're watching the game on BCTV 23 and online at bedfordtelevision.com, bedfordtv.com.
And all the people out there on the World Wide Web, wherever you are watching, and in particular if you're in the armed forces, you're watching, God love you. Thank you for what you're doing. Hope you're enjoying the show here. I'm Mike Robinson calling play-by-play with Harry Kozlowski doing color. Bedford ready to kick it away. Bedford kicks deep, end over end, drives Merrimack back, gets at about the 10-yard line, gets up to the 20, avoids 25. Eichmann gets out to about the 25-yard line. Nifty piece of running.
And Twite along with Jack Grogan, along with Andrew Twite on the tackle on that kickoff return.
You're probably going to see a lot of Grogan in the second half because he usually takes the place of Toscano at running back, and I think you're going to see a lot of the.
Yeah, I think the same like with the Keene game. It was all reserves in the second half.
Yeah. And
we have a similar situation here with a 5-touchdown lead.
So Dowling waiting for the snap. Eichmann in the background. 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Hands off to Eichmann. Comes this way. Gets over the 30. Then brought down with about a 3-yard gain.
That was number 8. Zach Guerin with the tackle.
Guerin had the interception, a beautiful interception early in the game, and very strong athlete. You're not going to get by Guerin if you're trying to throw it or run it. So here we go. Dowling, fake to Eichmann, keeps it, gets up to about the 35-yard line before he's stopped.
He's going to be a yard short for the first down.
And And that's going to bring up, that's a 3rd and 1. Yep. 3rd and 1.
I'm surprised they're keeping it on the ground considering the
minute
how
to
much
go.
they're trailing by. Up.
Bedford
And there's a mistake right there, number 24. That was Bourgeois. He encroached, and it's going to give Merrimack the first down by way of penalty.
Bourgeois tapped his chest. He knew he messed up, and so he's just indicating that he's got it. He's under control. So Bourgeois and Twite, the two defensive ends, I was talking to Coach Stank earlier. These guys got some stats. I'm still trying to get the stats of how many tackles they have and how much they've been involved in this game. And they're both doing a great job for Bedford this year. So 1:04 to go. First, that penalty brought a 1st and 10 for Merrimack. Man in motion is Wood. Fake to Wood, looks down, and he gets the quarterback. I don't know how he got away from that. He escaped, and then he was dragged down by, I think that was Bourgeois.
Yeah, he came in and finished up. But he escaped.
How he got out of that, Harry, I can't believe it.
Yeah, number 71, Troy Helton, looked like he had him completely wrapped up, but somehow Houdini got away.
It reminds me of that Manning escape in the Super Bowl. Again, painful if you're a Patriots fan. But anyways, here we go.
I don't think there's much to feel that bad about when you're a Patriot fan. I'm sorry.
Some of the things.
I grew up in Buffalo.
There are some. Sorry about that, Harry. Anyways, Merrimack, 3 receivers to the right. Dowling comes this way, looks downfield, fires downfield, caught. Nice catch, out of bounds. That's number 9. That's one of the Wood boys. That's Tristan Wood, the senior.
Oh, that was a beautiful throw, by the way, by Dowling. Just got it right over the defender and put it right where he had to just take one step out of bounds to stop the clock. 16 seconds to go here, and they're about 53 yards from pay dirt. So do they go for it in one throw? How big of an arm does Dowling have?
Well, what do you got, 16 seconds to go? I don't know. I think you take a couple shots downfield before you go to the end zone. So I think it's a little premature to chuck it now. But
we got a real shootout at Gill Stadium. Central coming back just before the half, 26-21 over South. I think there's been about 4 or 5 lead changes in that game.
Well, again, the only hope Central has to get into the playoffs is if Goffstown loses to Keene, who's only won 1 game this year, and I think they beat my alma mater, Memorial. So
they're playing for their lives right now.
Yeah. So yeah, they have to win to get any chance. But and listen, that's a Ryan Ray coach team. He's a competitor. He brings competitors to the field, and I'm not surprised at all by that score. So here we go. Merrimack's coming back on the field after a Bedford timeout. 16.6 seconds to go till halftime. Bedford leading 42-6. Surprising score over visiting Merrimack. 8-0 Bedford, 7-1 Merrimack. Dowling back. Plenty of time.
He's got somebody on his back.
Down. That's a hold. He's up to the 40, 35, 30. That's going to come back.
That's a shame.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if it's a shame. If it's a hold, it's a hold. It's coming back. The guy in the white hat threw it. And when he throws it, you're going to have pretty much it's a hold 9 times.
That's too bad because it with the clock stopped and the ball at the 30-yard line, it would have been a chance to make a play for the end zone. But instead, they're going to get moved back and
holding Merrimack.
Nothing to do at this point. They certainly can't reach the end zone by air.
Bring back a nifty run by Dowling, and penalties kill you.
Correction on that Central score. Apparently, it wasn't at the half, but at the buzzer, a 37-yard kick for 3. It's 29-21 now. Central at the half.
That's great. Shootout at Gill Stadium. All right, so Dowling brings Merrimack out. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Bedford's playing a little bit of a prevent defense back there with just under 8 seconds to go. Checking the sidelines. Dowling comes up, makes a change. Eichmann's in the backfield. Fake to Eichmann, flare outside, breaks a tackle, gets up to about the 45-yard line before that's out of bounds with
0.2 seconds left. They've got They've got a little bit of time here. Hey, I'm sorry, I got this score wrong. Actually, it was South that threw a touchdown and scored a 2-point conversion. They're up 29-26 over Central right now.
Harry, should we shut off the heater by your feet? I think it's driving you crazy.
Yeah, I think so.
Anyways, Dowling in the backfield. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Checks the play to the sidelines. 0.2 seconds ago. This is going to be it. Bedford playing a prevent defense. That's hands off to Eichmann, far side, 50, 45, 40, and it goes out of bounds. And that's going to bring us to halftime. With the halftime score, Bedford 42, Merrimack 6. Bedford kicking it off in the second half, and Merrimack wasn't a deep kick. Merrimack fumbles the ball, gets on the ground. Merrimack's going to take over. So halftime, Bedford leading 42-6 here over Merrimack. We want to get you the trivia question, though. Tonight's trivia question. It's a Civil War question. In the Western Theater of Operation, William Tecumseh Sherman was involved in 3 campaigns in the summer of 1864 through April 65. The Atlanta Campaign, the March to the Sea, and the Carolina Campaign. Can you name the 3 capitals he occupied during those campaigns? Winner gets a BCTV mug.
There's a handoff right there.
Merrimack up the middle.
To number 5.
That's Eichmann.
He picks up about 3 yards on the play.
So reach out to our Facebook and YouTube. And if you can get the answer to that, the 3 capitals that Sherman occupied during that time, you'll get a BCTV mug. Let us know. All right, Merrimack with their first possession of the second half. Dowling rolls, far side, throws, incomplete, in and out of the hands of number 6, Twardowski.
That was kind of a funny throw. It came at a weird angle, and Twardowski couldn't get in position to pick it up, so that bounces off his hands and out of bounds. It'll be 3rd down and 7.
So here we go, Merrimack now with a 3rd and 7, and that was an incomplete, but because we have a 35-point differential, we have running clock here, Harry. Anyways, Dowling back, looks far side, fires, caught. Nice catch. That looks like one of the Wood brothers.
Number 8, actually, it's Garrett Murray with the catch.
Sorry,
and
Murray.
that is a first down.
Murray gets the first down, moves the sticks.
He got it over the middle, and now we have an injured player on the ground. Might be Murray. He's bent over and sitting on the ground. Yes, it is. So the clock will stop on an injury at 10:03 remaining here in the 3rd quarter.
He's holding on to his knee, so the trainers are going to be out there and take care of him. We've got some great training facility people here, so if you go down, they're going to come out and treat you, and they won't get you off the field till they know you're stabilized, but we hope that's something that can happen pretty quick.
So the teams have kind of retired to their sidelines while number 8's being worked on.
So again, tonight's trivia question, a Civil War question. In the Western Theater of Operation, William Sherman was involved in 3 campaigns from the summer of 1864 through April 1865. The Atlanta Campaign, the March to the Sea, and the Carolina Campaign. He occupied 3 state capitals. Name the state capitals, and you'll be the winner of a BCTV coffee mug, courtesy of Bill Jennings and BCTV.
Just got an update from Exeter. The Blue Hawks getting on the board finally. It's now 21-7 against Londonderry.
And again, reach out to Facebook with that answer. Correct, Bill? They got to go on Facebook with the answer? Who's checking the Facebook page? Bill. Bill Jennings is all over that. All right, so Merrimack is back. The injured player is off the field. They carried him off, and he's 9:55. Clock is ticking. Merrimack handoff up the middle to and fumble. Oh, he blew the whistle. I thought that ball was live, but that was Eichmann. Coughed it up and gets nowhere. So that's going to be 2nd and 10. Again, clock is running time. Merrimack comes out, 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Eichmann in the backfield. Dowling back, flare out into the flats, and immediately brought down. That's number 6. That's Twardowski.
And Toscano was right there. You just can't get away from him. He was in position to make the tackle. He tried to make the move, and Toscano had none of that and just blew him up right on the spot.
Brings up a 3rd and 13 with 9 minutes to go and counting here in the 3rd quarter. Running time. NHIAA rules, once you get over 35 points in the second half, they run that clock. Sort of a mercy rule thing. Man in motion, that's Wood. Fake to Wood, Dowling this way, fires downfield. Caught and immediately knocked out of bounds by Harry Lagulon, put a stick on him.
And that was another good throw by Dowling. He dropped the ball between two defenders, and he had to take a hit. Ben Eichmann had to take a big hit there. The only pity of it is he made the catch, but it was nowhere near the first down marker.
Right.
You know, when you need 13 yards, what are you doing throwing it 5 yards? When you have, you got to go for the gusto there.
So this, I believe, is Devin Wood, number 7, back to punt for Merrimack. Back deep for Bedford. That should be Mumpini, and it is. Wood handles it, kicks it, wobbly kick. That's going out of bounds. That maybe gained 10 yards on that punt.
Right, it's out right at the 50-yard line.
So Bedford's going to take over at midfield with 7:55 in counting and leading 42-6.
Got another update from Gill Stadium.
Okay, Harry.
With 6 minutes to go in the first half.
Okay.
Still in the second quarter, 40-37. Ola Bryce with a 27-yard hookup.
Wow.
From Hawkham. So what a shootout that game is turning into.
So it's not going to mean anything if Goffstown can take care of business tomorrow at Keene. All right, so Bedford comes out. 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Lagulon tight end near side. In motion. Motion man 34 takes the handoff, cuts up field, 5-6 yard gain.
Actually, that's Morgan. He kept it.
Morgan
keeper.
Kept it. Boy,
picked it up 8 yards. And I'm actually surprised to see Morgan out there with this big lead. They were winning 35-0 against Keene last week when they put the reserves in.
Yeah, that shouldn't take long, Harry. Who's 34 for Bedford, by the way?
Gain of 9 on the play. Makes it 2nd and 1.
Leary. That was Joe Leary, 34.
So 2nd and 1 here with 6:47 to go. They come to the line of scrimmage. Split receivers, 2 on each side, and Toscano in the backfield with Morgan in the shotgun.
So Morgan waiting for the snap, man in motion. That's Leary again. Fake to Leary, handoff to Toscano up the middle. Gets to first down, moving the sticks. Gets to about the 36-yard line. Bedford moving the sticks. 6:25 to go in the third quarter.
So another misdirection play. They put Leary in motion there to draw off the Merrimack defense, instead giving it to Toscano for a gain up the middle of 5 yards.
So it looks like Bedford brought in number 33, Jack Grogan now. Looks like he's going to be in the backfield.
So they're starting to filter in the reserves now.
Yeah, definitely. So Bedford comes out, 2 receivers, 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Grogan in the backfield with Morgan. Hand to Grogan, right side, bulls his way up for a 5-yard gain. Nice pickup by Jack Grogan.
Nothing fancy there, just a quick handoff to Grogan. He was able to bull his way for a 5-yard gain.
So a lot of players coming out now for Bedford. A lot of the starters are coming out. Now we're getting, looks like we're getting a lot of the subs in here. We'll have to see who they are. Harry, you got the numbers out there?
Samuel Lacombe is in, number 61.
This could be Skilling, looks like, as the quarterback.
Nope. Yes, it is. Skilling is in the game now.
Skilling, man in motion, 14, far side, big pickup, first down, far side, thrown out of bounds.
14 is Van Heerden with the carry. He gets the first down.
Van Heerden with the first down, moving the sticks, and now we got the substitutes in for Bedford. I'm not sure if Merrimack's done the same, but let's see what our subs can do against their starters with 4:51 to go in the third quarter.
Also see number 70, Mike Kubicki, the center, is in the game now.
So Bedford comes to the line. They come with 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Grogan in the backfield with Skilling. Skilling waiting for the snap. Man in motion. Fake to the motion. Skilling far side. Gets 4 or 5 yards. First down territory as he cuts back and moves the sticks. That was a first down. That was a 10-yard run.
Yeah, and Skilling kind of took the long loop around. He headed for the sideline and then cut it back inside to gain a few extra yards.
Very dangerous when you start cutting inside like that. Usually the quarterback, you want to kick him outside and get out of bounds. But so Bedford with 3 3:54 to go in the third quarter and leading 42-6. Threatening to put more points on the board with their second stringers in there. Skilling waiting for the snap. Grogan in the backfield. Two receivers set, two to the right, two to the left. This is Grogan, far side, tries to turn the corner, and he shakes one tackler, second tackler, gets down to about the 5-yard line. Great run by Jack Grogan.
Yeah, number 54, Cody Keefe, had him wrapped up for a short gain, but Grogan was able to shake him off and gain another 5 or 6 yards, gets it all the way down to the 5-yard line.
Gain of 5 on the play.
So Bedford threatening to score again here in this lopsided match, leading 42-6 over visiting Merrimack. 7-1, soon to be 7-2 Merrimack, and 8-0, soon to be 9-0 Bedford. Still got another quarter to play, but Bedford threatening to score again. Skilling hands it off to Grogan, far side. One tackler, two tackler, gets down to about the 2-yard line.
And he picks up another 2 or 3 yards on that play.
Here, Harry.
Thank you very much. We just had another update from Gill Stadium with 3 minutes left to play before halftime. South back on top, 45-40. Has anybody not scored yet in that game? Has there been a punt or anything?
Are there any defenses? The defense didn't show up, Harry.
I mean, they're going to score 100 points.
The over-under.
It's going to be like a basketball game, 90-80.
The over-under was 90 points on that anyways, so. Anyways, Skilling brings Bedford out. Grogan in the backfield. Two receivers to the right, two to the left. Fake to Grogan. Skilling tries to get around the corner. He does, and touchdown. Skilling with a 2-yard scamper far side. Puts 6 points on the board, and Bedford leading 48-6 at this point.
Yeah, they used Grogan as the decoy there, faking the handoff to him and then sending him up the middle, and then Skillings went around the outside for a 5-yard touchdown run, or actually 6-yard run. So now Matty Lucantoni is ready for the extra point. Snap. Ball is down, kick is up. Perfect once again. 7 for 7.
So Lucantoni adds 1 and gets it up now to 49-6 Bedford. So we're just with the running clock, well, the clock stops with the point after. And when they kick off, we'll start it again. So
just let me give you a quick rundown of scores once again. 48-7 is Nashua North's lead over Concord. That's in Nashua today. Pinkerton,
we need a Pinkerton update, Harry.
Yeah, actually, I did just see one. I'll have to go back for that. 21-7 is the Londonderry lead over Exeter, and Salem with a 35-0 lead over Dover. Those are all the games with playoff implications, of course. So Wyndham defeating Portsmouth 41-14.
Well, the implication now is Winnicott Pinkerton, because if Pinkerton loses at Winnicott, they're out of the playoffs. I don't think anyone's going to be crying over that one.
We'll try to go back and try to get you a update on the Pinkerton game. Don't see one so far, so maybe it's still at 19-14.
So Bedford ready to kick this thing off. Merrimack back. End over end. Nice kick. Gets it a 20, 25, 30, up to the 40-yard line, and then brought down hard about the 41-yard line where Merrimack's going to take over.
Yeah, that was a big drop there by number 60, Ryan Ashburner. He was the tackler on that play. And here we go. It'll be first down and 10 for Merrimack, 41-yard line, their own 49. And they're looking to the sideline right now for the play. Kind of a late substitution there. Number 35, Kyan Fish, comes out. Now here we go. We got 3 receivers to the right, 1 in the backfield and shotgun. It's a keeper by Dowling, evades 1 tackler.
So great.
He's able to pick up about a yard
Great
there.
play on number 81. That's Andrew Soden, tight end, sophomore, who came in and he pursued that runner and then finally brought him down. So nice play on number 81. Harry's going to take over play-by-play. I'm going to try and give you the names of the guys out there so we can get some names in there, the Bedford players that are in there now. 54.
So do we have a change of quarterback here for Merrimack? Is Bunis taking over?
Luke Barretto's in there, number 54.
No, 48. You're right. 48 is the quarterback, and he keeps it for about a 7-yard gain, short of the first down by about a yard. Did you say you got the number of number 48 there?
48 for Bedford?
No, for
Merrimack?
Merrimack.
48 for
Or
Merrimack.
is that number 40?
Oh, boy.
No, that was
Yeah,
Evan.
those are
I think it
tough
was Evan Gonzalez.
Gonzalez,
He was the,
yeah.
Well, anyway, that wraps up the third quarter. Running time makes things go by quickly. So one more quarter to play here with the Bulldogs up 49-6.
Can't go by quick enough, Harry.
Oh, don't act like you're not having a good time here.
I'm having a good time with these games. Sometimes
Have a cookie.
When they're up that much, little painful.
Well, we could be at Gill Stadium right now where it's still the second quarter.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's exciting, but it's moving a lot slower. So yeah, we have a lot of Merrimack fans watching here. So we thank you very much for tuning in on TV on Merrimack on our streaming channel at BedfordTelevision.com, channel 23, and of course over the air we do reach into Merrimack at 105.1 FM. So we'll try to keep things interesting for those who are sticking around for this final quarter of action.
So
for a 4-receiver set here, 3 to the left, 1 to the right. And the handoff. There's Gonzalez is in at quarterback. And the handoff to trying to get the number here, it's going to be short. That was number 16, Jake Bunis. He tried to gain that first down. He's still a yard short. So now it's going to be 4th down and 1 at the 50-yard line. Merrimack going for it. Gonzalez in the shotgun with 4 receivers, 2 on each side, and Bunis in the backfield.
So some of the players for Bedford, Scott Landis is in there, Andrew Soden, Lucas Panatalakis, Joe Leary, Zach Strobel, he's in the game.
Motion. And here's the throw downfield.
Wide open.
Wide open. That's number 22. And he gets tackled by
38
for Bedford.
That's Tyler Spires.
That was number 22 on the reception.
And unfortunately, we don't have 22 on the roster here for Merrimack, so I'm sorry we can't identify the player, but that was a big gainer. They get all the way down to the 10-yard line. 1st and goal at the 10.
Tackled by Tyler Spires.
Did you catch the name again?
Evan Gonzalez.
Owen Matlock. Thank you very much. That was number 22. So Owen, great catch there. Wide open pass from Gonzalez.
Bedford
and encroachment. Oh, what an error there. It's going to be 5 free yards for Merrimack, number 54.
91 and 54 jumped on that. Ben Sylvain and then 54. Luke Barretto jumped.
Yeah, and he was slapping himself in the helmet because he knew he just made a big mistake there.
You don't want your name called in a game like this on a penalty like that, but we're going to call him out.
So now it's 1st and goal at the 5. Still running out of the shotgun. Gonzalez in now, quarterback for Dowling. There's a snap, and Gonzalez is going to keep it and into the end zone for a touchdown for Merrimack. With 9:56 to play, Merrimack scores again.
Number 40 is Kyle Crampton.
I'm sorry, what's the...
Number 40 is Kyle Crampton.
For Merrimack?
Yeah.
So we're getting some corrections here. Kyle
Crampton.
Crampton, okay. So Kyle Crampton on the touchdown, not Evan Gonzalez. And they're going for 2 now. Spread offense here. The throw over the middle.
Touchdown.
And it is
Extra
good.
point.
The 2-point conversion is good. And we're trying to get the catch.
Is good. That was Stephen Petz on the receiving end. Nice pass by Kyle.
So Stephen Petz, the receiver on that play. And just like that, the score is now 49-14 with 9:56 to play. So I believe, are we back out of run time here?
I don't think so.
No, it's 35 points
It's
now. So
35
still,
on the button
it's
right
still,
now.
It's still running time. So getting ready to kick off here. Jay Wozniak putting the ball on the tee. And the Bedford team heading out to receive it. Number 10, Aaron Scaling, is one man back. And number 25,
Joshua Tobin's out there for Bedford.
he's the other deep man. And we're ready to kick it off here after the Merrimack scoring drive. Deep kick.
Nice
This
kick.
one's going to go to Skilling. He picks it up, and now he's heading for the sideline. Gets around one man and is pushed out of bounds at the 25-yard line.
Tackled out of bounds, and that in a regular game that would have been a flag because he was already out of bounds by 5 yards when he tackled him. But in this game here, I think the referees want to keep it going with 9:26 and counting.
So we get ready to see the Bulldogs drive here. Skilling is looking to the sideline. And he now comes back from it with the play. Zwickau is one of the receivers out there.
Torrey.
Along with Joe Leary. So 4 receivers split. Leary's in motion. Leary gets the handoff.
Nice
Cuts
cut
inside,
nice
finds
cut.
a hole. And he's got nothing but green in front of him. He's
Touchdown.
at the 20, the 10, the 5, touchdown.
That was a nice play.
75-yard touchdown run by Leary for Bedford. Joe Leary with 55 points on the board, soon to be 56. This might be the highest score of the year for the Bulldogs. No, I'm sorry, they did put 56 up on Manchester Memorial and 59 on Bishop Girton, so still it's pretty impressive scoring here and a great run. Leary is able to find the seam and just cut right through the Merrimack defense for a 75-yard touchdown run. And Luke Cantoni adds the extra point, and with 8:39 to play, 56-14, Bedford out in front. An update from the Pinkerton-Winnicott game.
Oh, yeah.
The Astros have extended their lead with 2:52 remaining in the third. It's now 26-14. And after 3, Salem up on Dover 35-7. So a couple of important games right over there.
Well, O'Reilly knows how to win the games when they have to for Pinkerton, and he's at Winnicott. It's a tough place to win. They're right over there by the coast. It's a lot cooler than it is here, but Pinkerton's proven what they've done year in and year out. So Bedford ready to kick this thing off. Let's see, number 14.
And Bobotis is teeing it up right there.
Ethan Van Herden's out there, 14 for Bedford.
And this is a kind of a medium range kick that bounces in front of the short man, picks it up, and carries it up to about the 38-yard line. That was number 17 for Merrimack. 17, Jake Trahan with the return. Gets it all the way up to the 38-yard line.
Forced out of bounds by Zachary Strobel.
And we're coming up on the 8-minute mark, and the Merrimack Tomahawks get on the field to run some offense, hopefully get another score here. Kyle Crampton in at the quarterback, in for Dowling. Some late substitutions coming in. Number 88, Sean Morley, one of the receivers, coming onto the field. Number 22, Matlock. He goes into motion. So 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left for the Tomahawks. Bunis in the backfield from the shotgun. Crampton throws the flat out to Matlock. He makes one man miss, but not the second one.
That's number 35 for Bedford. And if that's still our 35,
That's Strobel.
Strobel.
So,
Zach Strobel.
No gain on the play. Great one-man tackle there by Strobel. 7 minutes left in the game.
Strobel's out, 81's out. 38
So second and 10 now.
Tyler Spires is in.
Same formation for Merrimack. Crampton drops back. Now he's got to escape the pressure. He's got two men rushing him and brought down
Dragged
from
down.
behind.
Number 54 for Bedford, and that's going to be Luke Barretto.
And that's going to be a tackle for loss of about 3 yards.
Luke Barretto's a senior.
Getting some playing time here on senior day.
Yep. That's what it's all about.
Proud Papa Manny in the stands today. So 3rd and 13 now for Merrimack. Clock ticking away. We're coming up on the 6:10 mark here of the fourth quarter. Game moving quickly now that we're in run time. Split receivers, 2 on each side, 1 in the backfield. Matlock in motion. Fake to Matlock, a throw.
Wide open.
And completed. Catch a number there. Number 13 is a tackler for Bedford.
Aiden Wolfinger. He's a junior.
So they move the sticks now into Bedford territory. They're at the 48-yard line. And another first down for Merrimack.
Tackled by Aiden Wolfinger. That play good for a first down. Balls into Bulldog territory.
So no huddle here.
5:35 to go till the game.
They're staying in the same formation. Split receivers, 2 on each side. Crampton is back. Looks, throws over the middle, off the hands.
Broken up by number 38, Tyler Spires.
Ryder Morse was the intended receiver for Merrimack. That's the catch that he probably should have had.
Spires, a junior.
So 2nd and 10 now with 5:10 to play.
That makes it 2nd and
Merrimack now on the Bedford 48-yard line. Same formation, split receivers, 2 on each side, 1 in the backfield. Motion by Matlock. Fake to him, but now throw over the middle, and it's intercepted by Bedford.
Aiden Wolfinger.
Still with the ball, finally brought down in Merrimack territory at the 46.
Nice pick off, Aiden.
So Crampton throws an ill-advised pass over the middle.
That's how you get your name in the scorebook. You pick one off.
And Wolfinger gets it and brings it back to the 46-yard line. So with 4:30 left to play, Bedford has a chance here, probably just to run the clock out.
I hope they run the clock out, Harry. We had this problem in Nashua, Nashua South. You should have taken a knee. Although you can't take a knee with 4 minutes to go, can you? Or can you?
No, well, that wouldn't be advised. I don't know. There's a handoff to Grogan. He fights for about a yard, gets it up to the 45-yard line. Latest report from the Winnicott Astros game. Pinkerton adding to their lead with 1:37 left in the third quarter. 33-14, Pinkerton up in a must-win game.
And they're going to win, looks like.
They're pulling away from the Warriors.
How much time's left in that game, Harry?
1:37 left in the third.
Yeah, still plenty of time.
Meanwhile, we're about 3.5 minutes away from the end of this game in run time.
on the tackle.
And there's a handoff again to Grogan. He finds a lane outside, finds another seam, and gets tackled downfield, takes the ball all the way down to the 28-yard line. Great run there.
All right, now it's time for a knee.
Tackled by Adam Ressa.
Let's see what he does.
That run good for a first down.
Making some offensive progress here, the second stringers. A little bit of better performance than last week. Skilling threw 2 interceptions against Keene last week. Been perfect so far here today. And Grogan again on the handoff. Goes to the outside. Trying to get around the edge.
No.
Finally brought down. No. He fights his way to a first down. All the way to the 18-yard line. Grogan showing some of that power. He's trying to make a bid to be Toscano's replacement next year.
Very effective runner, Grogan. He's getting some, not just this, what we call the JV time, but during the varsity games, he gets some playing time, and he's proved to be quite the runner.
So the spot is actually at the 20-yard line. It's going to be 2nd and 1 And Grogan gets the ball again and finishes the job. He picks up 3 right there down to the 17-yard line. And we're coming up on 2:15 left here in the game. Run time here at Bedford Stadium. 56-14, Bulldogs up over Merrimack.
That run good for a first down.
Now 2 minutes left to play. Taking their time, just letting the clock run down.
Yeah, this should be
just as good as taking a knee.
This should be taking a knee. There's no question.
At this point now, they could take the knee and just wrap the game up. And you know what? I think that's what they're going to do right now.
Coming out and hopefully they're coming out.
They're in the victory formation.
Yeah.
With 3 running backs behind Skilling. Skilling under center. He's getting ready to take the knee with 1:30 to go. Waiting to use up all the time possible before a flag is thrown. Here's a snap and a knee taken. 1:17 left to play and one more knee, and that will probably do it. So a surprising game here today, Mike. We really thought we were going to see more of a contest.
In the beginning, we thought that this was going to be a contest. This is a 7-1 Merrimack team that came in who did a great job this year, only losing 1. Bedford 8-0, and the abutter, we call them the abutters. They come in, they always play us tough. But Bedford jumped out to quick leads and never let off the gas. And even with the second string out there, put a couple scores up. And that is going to be the final score here in Bedford.
Yeah, I mean, we were up 28-0 even before the first quarter was done. This game got out of hand very quickly, which is surprising. So another knee taken by Skilling.
That's going to be the final score here, Harry, at Bedford Bulldog Stadium. Final score is going to be 56-14. Bedford goes undefeated, and they're waiting to start the playoffs. We heard it's next Saturday here, 1 o'clock, with Goffstown visiting Bedford for the first round of the playoffs, and Merrimack's going to face Nashua North in their playoff game. Of course, the winner of that's going to face hopefully those 2 winners will face here in Bedford.
So yeah, we could be seeing Merrimack here one more time in 2 weeks.
That's right.
And you know, Merrimack has to get this game out of their mind. This is a bad night for them. They have to shake it off, and they have to get their heads together for next week.
I want to thank Harry Kozlowski. I'm Mike Robinson. I want to thank Chris Gentry and Bill Jennings for BCTV and 105.1 WBNHLP. I want to thank everybody for joining us. We'll see you next week here at Bulldog Stadium for the first round of the playoffs. I'm Mike Robinson. Thanks for watching.